Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though. Hey, welcome back to the home of original sports perspective. From our couch to yours, this is your Couch Rider Raven, Jermaine Lockett. Man, my main man's about to join me in 3, 2, 1. Kam Ru is in the building. What's good, my man?
What's happening, man? You got
chilling.
Did the emergency rehabbing the show today?
Hang on, I got to turn the light on. I got to bring myself out of bed. Oh, sorry. How was your weekend, man?
Great, man. Can't complain. Trying to, as you went on, I'm sorry, I got a text from a client trying to get these people to be consistent, man. Trying to get this dude ready for his wedding.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure I get him in shape. But you got to get consistent. You know what I mean? He's falling apart before you get there. I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
I've seen him in about 4 days. Maybe actually 5. I don't know. He did something. We just got to get consistency. That's why I was trying to tell him you want to get these results. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's see who in the room, man. Looks like we got Bless Brian is here. What's good, my man? We got Abdi saying what's up. So let's see here. Abdi said what's up. And then he's already on it. He said, look, Lamar Jackson needs some help, bro. Oh my goodness.
What happened? Talk to me. What's going on?
They already talking about it. All right, Delicious is in the room. And so is Jay Will. What's good with Jay Will? What's up, y'all? All right, so y'all saw the topic. You know, there's some things we want to get into, but before we do, you got to make sure that we pass that collection plate. You know, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe, and smack the bell so you know when it's going down.
Well,
you know what I mean? And of course, you know, for all those people that are still a little hot about this, you know, we got to make sure we put that out there in the air right now. And G-Roll, it's still here. Y'all got to work through these emotions, go to therapy or something, and know that we are at 1,052 subs.
Yeah, we working.
We are somebody. I appreciate y'all Couch Riders for sticking with me. All right, so the topic tonight, the reason, so I have this little, I'm going to go ahead and let you know my little secret here. I use this thing called the Writer's Emergency Pack. And with this Writer's Emergency Pack, I kind of just jump in, and sometimes I don't have I used to not have an article that I wanted to write when I was doing my writing. And this thing is kind of a wild card. I pick a card and it gives me really crazy topics to let me know, like, hey, you could choose this, or you could choose this, or whatever, or what if this happened? And so one of the cards that I got tonight was talking about nearsightedness. And so I was like, all right, what if we chose to go with a nearsighted offseason? I mean, and you've seen the model. It happened this year. The nearsightedness of the Los Angeles Rams caused them to win a Super Bowl. And then, of course, they had some negative cap space. And they're still making some moves trying to reload. But you can definitely tell it's going to hurt them on the back end. But I'm looking at it from trying to get a Ravens flock perspective, because some of y'all just see it. And you just out there like, what they doing? What they doing? I want to go do it too. So I tried to come and get you something that you would like and pull out the credit card. So we pulled out the credit card, and some of the things that y'all been whining about on the flock, y'all been whining back out on Twitter Spaces, all types of craziness. I was like, all right, let's see what we can do. And if I can make it look logical, then I was like, all right, let's bring it in. It's going to have to be a little bit of y'all and a little bit of me in this mix. I'm going to try and make it happen. Here we go. So the first thing I was like, all right, look, y'all been talking about edge like crazy. For some reason, y'all really want Jadeveon Clowney. I feel y'all out there. All right. So if we were to bring in Jadeveon Clowney, who had 9 sacks, by the way, last season, which, I was like, all right, that's a pretty respectable number, considering he's normally injured like crazy.
Take odds real quick.
Yeah. I'm like, what happens if we bring in Jadeveon Clowney on a 3-year deal? Let's say, if we can get 3 years out of him. The reason I say 3-year deals because in order to pull out that credit card, one of those years will probably have to be a void year. In order to throw some money on the back end of those. And that way we can void it out, but it'll still be dead cap space. We're not necessarily paying him for that year. We are paying him for the first 2 years, but it's basically like saying, hey, we'll pay you the bonus up front and we'll take the dead cap number later. So here's what I thought. All right.
My thinking cap, y'all.
Yeah.
When I put a little black joint on, my cap. So don't y'all mind me just messing around with it.
Yeah.
My yarmulke going. Need my Yoda brain hitting. Because
All right.
answers for y'all out there.
All right, so here we go. The first year was 1 year. We'll be paying him the first year $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be a $10 million signing bonus. So that's going to be money that's probably going to be put on the back end.
This is if we get Clown.
Yes, if you get Clowney.
Okay.
And so then you're trying to split that money between the next years. Like I said, my math might be a little bit off, but I believe if we take that 10 million bonus and split the dead money and shove between the next 2 years, one of them which is going to be a void year anyway, putting year 2 at a $15 million cap hit, and then year 3 will be $6 million in dead money because we're not going to have him on the roster that year. We're just going to void him and cut him off the contract because we weren't expecting him to play for us because he basically be playing for free because he already got his money. So basically a 2-year deal. But it's really 3 years at $22 million, and that he'll see in those 2 years. And so that is one of the things that could bring and beef this offense up if he's healthy the entire time.
I mean, the
and that's a big if, right? So let's see what a couple of them have said on this. So they said, Audrey says sign Bobby Wagner. Okay.
Before we get to Wagner, before you go on the Wagner,
yeah,
and they say, I was reading up on it today. We still in the running for him. Obviously it's not about money because I'm sure he's offer some going for your drink.
I'm with you. Yeah. I'm gonna go get a drink and then shut this thing off. Yeah, keep talking.
It's not about money for him because the first wave is gone, and I don't think that I think Bobby is looking for the right fit for him because I think he wants to win again, and he's definitely a future Hall of Famer. So and he still has some time. He's still young. Remember, Ray didn't retire until he was 37.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Wagner's going to stay around and play that long, but I am saying that he's been fairly healthy, and reliable throughout his career, and I think that it's definitely not about the money for him right now. He might be, and then the way the cap is going, a lot of people are trying to a lot of players are just trying to shoot for those 1-year deals. They just want to be assassins for that one year. Like, a lot of jokers are doing that. That way they don't have to worry about it's that guarantee. I'm telling you, this is the Kirk Cousins effect. Y'all don't understand. This is the Kirk Cousins effect.
That money up front, baby, hand over fist.
Every team Kirk just he made it. I don't have to be the highest paid, but I know I got my money.
Yeah. Hey, let's pause just for a second. We got some crazy announcement here.
Wilbur, I knew it.
Wilbur said, no more Baker. He's devastated. Somebody hold me. I'm looking for a new team. Go Ravens.
Well, let me tell you something, Will. Right now, we discussed this.
What a daggone count.
I think they're the most talented roster right now.
Oh, yeah.
Going by rosters, the Browns have the most talented roster in our division.
Yeah. Tanya said, what's up?
What's up, T?
Yeah.
So, but going back to Clowney.
Yeah.
Other than the money, if we can't, she was quick. Who won Clowney? If we, now they ain't trash if he got 9.
Yeah, he got 9 sacks, man. I think he's beating the Ravens right now.
9 sacks. He got more sacks than everybody on the team.
Yep.
His problem has always just been health. It's never
delicious. Delicious toe rib with
yeah, please stay over there, Will. You've been riding with him this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he got the most sacks we had this year was Tyus, and he had 7. So Clowney by far would be our best pass rusher.
Yeah.
I just saw a video. Just sidebar. I just saw a video of Z at Minnesota, and they over the cap. They restructured Hunter. I guess that brought him under.
Yeah.
But he's over there. And I don't know if it's to get it back if he wants to stay in the division so he can get back at Green Bay.
Yeah, he want to get back. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying to myself, are they going to be able to offer more than we could? Like, I don't understand.
I told you, it's that credit card, man. They just come through and these voided years have really given people a lot of outs when it comes to these contracts.
What's hurting my head is that I don't know if people want, like, are they thinking about championships or they just want their money? And I'm not telling nobody not to get their bread. I always want you to get your bread, but I mean, if you make it to the playoffs, you get checks. Yeah. You don't get no checks when you sit home.
I know,
when
right?
You're on the couch, you don't get them checks.
Over there, it's laundry day. I can't show it again.
You're gonna be over there doing the show with us.
Yeah. I'll be like, now, welcome into the show.
So my biggest thing is that if we get Clowney, I mean, we need an edge rusher. We didn't have to sign anybody big. We could have signed somebody to come up for a 1-year deal. That man.
Yeah, y'all. He's there. Engraving, man. Welcome to the show, man. You know, welcome everybody to the show, man. I know there's a lot of people in the room right now, 11 people in the room. So make sure y'all hit the like button. I need 11 likes on this show, please.
What's up, Engrave? And I think I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, I think he's on his way up, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad. He's right.
I think he's on the way up too. I think we going up with this guy. You know, they paid him for expectations because they expected him to have this type of production.
But he only had 7. He got warm he started getting hot later in the season, just like Chuck. So hopefully he's still on the rise. I hope. I mean, Achilles. I'll be honest with you. If I had to choose between him having an Achilles injury or ACL, I'd rather him have the Achilles.
Yeah,
the ACL, because once you start messing with your knees, it's a little bit different on the vibe. When you got the Achilles, it's all tendon, and it's like a whole bunch of rubber bands locked together. So that could be worked out, and where it can get stronger. You start messing with your knees, that cut everything off. You can't cut the right way, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope he comes back clean as well. Let's move on to the next contract. So it wasn't Wagner. I knew everybody was thinking I was going to do Wagner, but you know what? Wagner is already in Baltimore. They work in something that's more realistic type of Baltimore type move already.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for something that you thirsty Ravens, looking for. You know what I'm saying? You like realistically, what's on the 101 players listing? I'm not talking about trades. Maybe I should have put trades in there too, but I just went with what was available, what y'all would want based off of y'all thirst and needs or whatever, and go sign something that y'all be like, all right, this is what we want. So of course, the first thing that everybody thinks about when it comes to Baltimore that we need, or maybe we don't need, but they say we need, is what?
Center?
Wide receiver. They always saying wide receiver. So I put
Reg in the crew.
Say what?
That's Reg in the crew. Reg,
it's Reg, man. So we appeasing Reg here for a second. I figured Reg wants to receive it, so we went and got one in the off season and free agency. So I'll talk about the draft in a minute.
Okay.
Jarvis Landry. So I got him on a 3-year deal, $8 million per year. So excuse me, it's really a 2-year deal. So it's like we're looking at about $16 million is what's going to cost us because, like I said, we're pulling out the credit card, cha-chinging it, and putting that money back on that dead year, that 3rd year. So we're looking at $2 million up front with that roster bonus, of course, to push some of that money to the back. In the 2nd year, $9 million is what his cap hit would be, and then year 3, we're looking at about $5 million sitting on that cap. So $5 million of dead money. But like I said, it's a void year. He won't be on the roster, but that $5 million will hurt us on there. I think Jarvis will be a decent addition. For those of y'all who are not fans of James Prochet, this is where you get your fill. You get your guy that you want so badly, and you get a slot receiver that helps out Lamar tremendously. And of course, our guys who should have been getting opportunities to develop are now sitting back a little bit further, and we're probably going to lose one that's on the back end, whether it be Prochet or Wallace. So it hurts the team, but honestly, in the short run, the nearsightedness, y'all looking at a significant upgrade that is realistic. What do you think?
I'm happy with what we have, man. I hope we don't get them. I like what you're saying. I like, and the funny thing is, I like Jarvis Landry. I think that you and Engraven are right that we may pick up a veteran receiver. I'd rather us draft one.
Yeah,
because that's the only way you're gonna get. I mean, if this year didn't show that, I think well, they trying to work something out. Cleveland's trying to work something out to bring Jarvis back. I think Jarvis left because of Baker. That's to be honest with you, without saying so. I think that's why he left. Once he found out Deshaun might be coming here, now they talk about it may be a reunion. But
a little bit of this too. He wanted some. That was that $14 million hit. He wanted that.
Cooper about to get 22 easy.
Yep.
As soon as he walk in the door. But I really think that I really hope that we just draft another receiver. We've been doing EDC's been doing well drafting the receivers that we like. The raw receiver curse has been broken.
Mm-hmm.
Can we all agree with that?
There's gonna be a few that are really hating on the
we all hate, man, to some degree, please.
So of course, so I got into this Twitter war on Saturday or whatever with who I will not say, but they really believe that Hollywood is trash. And I was just like, really? They're going in on Hollywood. They did not understand. They were saying like he was just completely inconsistent and just completely off. Like the dude had 6 drops, and y'all just like really going in on burn and pillage this guy, tar and feather him, and send him out of Baltimore. I can't see it.
My player doesn't like him. He doesn't like him not because he don't think he's a good receiver. He just doesn't fit the Raven mold. He's not the normal. He's not a Steve Smith. He's not an Anquan Bolden. He's not. But
those guys weren't even the normal Ravens mold. The normal Ravens mold was an actual trash receiver that's
no. He's talking about the mentality as far as being very physical.
Yeah,
he's not. But that's not his game. We all knew that wasn't his game. I mean, I didn't have a problem with him falling. I was hoping that he would just get down and get out of bounds in those.
Yeah, you get what you can get and get out.
Well, I mean, just because that rookie year, he was only 154 pounds, 157 pounds.
157, yeah.
You know, when you're trying to get your foot right, what's the use of you getting injured and getting mollywopped on the field? It made no sense.
I still think he just need to get what he can get and get down. Because, I mean, he's still, 180-some pounds now?
But, I mean, this time, now I like the fact that he's a little bit more physical because the fact that they may think that he's going out of bounds or he may not do nothing, they may pull up. Just because, he ain't going to try to let me get that hit in. And that's when you can be, you can show something. I mean, he's done it every now and then with the stiff arm. That's been that was added to his game. He wasn't doing any stiff arms before. He started doing more stiff arms more, probably because of Lamar. And that's very smart because you're not that big, but that's a good way to keep the extension and you can body some strength through your arm, So I'm fine with him, man. I'm not looking for the normal mold I just want a great receiver, and I think he can be great.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I really think EDC has done a great job picking all the receivers that we have, from Tylen all the way up to Hollywood. I think all the receivers that we've drafted had the capability of being really good, regardless.
And I think there's a certain amount of pride that goes along with what he drafted. I think he has that pride in those guys. Mm-hmm. I think he believes in a Prochet, a Duvernay. I think he believes in Bateman and Hollywood. I think, there's like a certain pride because those are the guys that he helped bring in. Right. So I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be going first round wide receiver. At least that's what I believe.
No, I don't think he needs to go first round wide receiver, but I'm just saying, like, I'd rather us draft a receiver, opposed to trying to, only one day. You can't really say he failed with Miles. It's just that Miles his game has to grow. It hasn't grown the way he needed to. Like being 6'4", you my height, you gotta be able to go up. Nobody should be touching that ball but you.
Yeah, you gotta see the more aggression in your game in big time games.
Yeah.
When they're not playing with the pads on, you can see like during those practices during the offseason, that is when Miles gets his shine on. When it's not as physical. The second it starts to get physical and he gets jammed up at the line or maybe a couple yards off, he's not fighting through. He's simply trying to weave and find his way around. He's very polite. Like, oh, excuse me.
I think that whether he leaves or not, I'm sure he's learned something from Keith to help him utilize that size. You know what I mean? And to do some things. Him and T, not just Keith. But like I said, I hope we draft. I'd rather us draft a receiver than get somebody. But if we get Landry, man, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
All I can see right now is, and I don't want to really veer off of where you're going with everything. All I can see right now is how everybody is loading up on the offense. So my fighting mind is thinking the only way to counter that is because we can score. Long as we got 8, we can score with. He's shown from day one we can score with anybody. I don't care.
Is the way we score. It is the way we score. They can get all those high-powered weapons they want, but we have proven that if we win the time possession game and keep them on the sidelines, it doesn't matter they have a Pat Mahomes, a Jamar Chase, a Tyreek. If they ain't on the field, they ain't scoring. Right. So if we slow them drives down, that's going to happen.
I'm saying as long as we have 8, we can score with anybody. That's how I feel. He's shown whether it's passing or running, and maybe because we couldn't really run the ball that much, he had to develop even more as a passer, but he has, and he continues to grow. But then, like I said, the only thing I can see right now with all these offensive weapons coming into the North, if we don't have a solid defense, it ain't gonna matter how much, because you can't have a shootout with everybody. You got to stop somebody. You know what I mean? You have to stop somebody.
Mm-hmm. Here's Robert Gray giving a little bit of props to Marquise here, saying Hollywood was one of 23 eligible 156 starting wide receivers that broke 1,000 yards last season. Let us think in. There was somebody who brought up this other disparaging stat. I can't remember what it was, but it was just talking about his yards per catch, and they basically tried to throw some shade at Hollywood on Twitter and try to make him look. I mean, you can look up stats to make anybody look bad. So yeah, I appreciate you showing the love there and keeping it positive. Don C, what's happening, man? Thanks for coming through. So let's move on. So we talked about Jarvis Landry, talking about bringing in the wide receiver, adding that would be a boon to this offense. Having somebody who is a slot guy that can also take some of the coverage away from Bateman and away from Hollywood, so they can do things on the outside.
Couch, do you want him? I know who you really want it, but do you want him? Do you hope that? Are you hoping that we get Jarvis?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Look, and people get mad when I say this. Crochet, give him opportunities this year. You give him the slot. Don't have nobody sitting on top of him. Just simply give him the slot. Let this man work. I guarantee you, he's going to show what he showed in that Denver game. I think he's going to show a lot of production, a lot of separation, not as much speed, but at the same time, the separation, those quick bursts, those small moves that he's doing right there are putting people on skates. He is absolutely able to create that separation. He's finding those holes in defenses. He's that guy that's going to move some chains a bit and make some things happen for this offense when Lamar's in a little bit of trouble. We saw it in the Detroit game. There were some deep passes where he was able to help Lamar out coming back to the ball. I saw that and I was like, okay, this is showing potential. Some of the things that he's able to do. And he's got attitude. You've seen that in the Washington football game where he sat there and that dude pulled his helmet off and he got his arms up looking at this dude like, what? That's what we need, that nasty mentality. I asked him on Twitter and I said, hey, man, some people are comparing you to this guy. And I put a picture of Anquan Bolden up. He replied back. Crochet replied back to me and said, hey, my game is that of Jarvis Landry. and Steve Smith. He put a Jarvis Landry, Steve Smith, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty good comparison. I like it. I'm hoping that's what we get out of this guy because that's what he sees in himself. All right, let's pay some bills here. So Jay saying Hollywood's not trash, but he's not a number one wide receiver. Okay, well,
I gotta remember.
Here he is.
Oh, I'm gonna say this. Let me say this real quick. Everybody keeps saying that, but y'all do remember. But if you're not only a Ravens fan, you only gonna see Ravens. But unless you watch football, everybody. Devontae Adams wasn't the number one receiver for the first 3 years.
Jordy Nelson ran the show. And then with Jordy Nelson, wasn't there with James Jones?
He was dropping a lot of balls. I remember he was dropping balls. He was giving them that look.
Yeah, so, James Jones, you had Cobb. And so James Jones was your red zone monster because he was wearing the hoodie, constantly coming through and catching the touchdowns, whatever there. Jordy Nelson wasn't even getting separation, but was still getting all the balls.
Yep. Even when Jordy was gone, that year that he left to and they brought James Jones back.
Yep.
Yeah, he went to Oakland for a year. He was still not the number one. He was not the number one to his fourth season. It took some time for him to break out.
Yeah. And then it was Randall Cobb, who was the slot guy. So it was plenty of options out there, and Devontae wasn't as glorified as he is now. Like, don't get me wrong, like back in 2015, 16, I'm like, hey, we got to sign this guy. We need to sign this guy. We need to trade for this guy because I could see the potential. And then he started catching on the scene, and it was just like, all right, there's no way we can get him now.
And it wasn't just that. I mean, at the beginning of his career, he really wasn't catching the ball like he should have been.
Yeah.
So it takes. All I'm saying is progress, bro. Progress. I gotta give him a little bit of time. Time, man.
Take time to work on that deep threat, man. And then work on your craft in general. So here we go. Robert says Prochet is a pure route runner. Absolutely. That's what I want everybody to see about this guy is that his route runner. Go back and watch his college tape. Phenomenal route runner. Sees those holes and just sits down in those holes. And the quarterback, he just has great chemistry right off the bat with those QBs. Oh, guess who's here? As soon as we say wide receiver, this name popped up. We started talking wide receiver. This man was like, huh?
Red
It was like the red signal went off in the sky. He just saw it. He was like, oh, it's my time. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, but we were just about to leave off of wide receivers. So I'm sorry, Reg. I'll come back. I promise I got something special for you. You'll see it here in a minute. The next thing the Ravens need, and this is kind of like I said, it was kind of me, and I couldn't get out of my own head to think like the flock because I felt there was a need. And J.C. Tretter was one name that some of the logical Ravens flock was mentioning. And he's 31 years old. And I was thinking, hey, get him on an $11 million deal, $11 million per year.
Who's this? Sorry.
What's up?
Who's this? I didn't hear the name.
Oh, J.C. Tretter.
Okay, the center. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, of course, Baltimore needs a center right now because last thing we need to see is Makari touching the ball ever in life again. And we need to make sure that Baltimore has a good center for the season ahead. I'll be honest. Some people were trying to defend Makari saying, hey, yeah. And I was like, no, I looked at that whole 2020 season. Yeah. And yes, there was more over the heads during that season. At least two of them. At least two other snaps that were over the head. He was trying to get it together. But I'm sorry. I can't take that chance. We'll need to go through that again. He can't work through those hiccups. No. Anywho, J.C. Tretter, 31 years old, $11 million per year, basically similar to the deal that we worked with Clowney earlier, which is that 1 year, the first year was $1 million with the $10 million signing bonus. Year two having $15 million on the cap, and then year three having about $6 million of dead money because we're avoiding that contract year out. Reasonable signing. So here we are with.
I think we can get him on the same deal as we got Zeit on.
Yeah.
Zeitler's
he was on a 2-year deal. So this is I think the final year of that deal. He's on a 3-year deal.
3-year deal.
Okay.
And
do something along those lines and simply get J.C. Tretter in the house. Next move, was.
Hold on, let me ask you a question because Engraving, he said something that I kind of felt the same way
What is it?
Bozeman. When I saw Bozeman sign with the Panthers, did you know what his deal was, right? It's like only
Oh
two.
yeah, it was like super cheap.
Yeah, it kind of hurt. It kind of hurt. Like either you don't something happened where you didn't want to be here,
Yeah,
or something.
it's a pride thing. It's a
Isn't it?
pride thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe they said, look, if we get you on a cheap deal,
Yeah.
and you give us this 1 year deal, we'll hit you on the back end with a we'll make you the highest paid center. I don't know if that's what they did.
I think Baltimore said we're gonna pay you 3 bags of chips, and he was like, "No, thank you."
No,
And then the
that's
Panthers said, "We're gonna pay you
do
2
that.
bags of chips."
Chill out.
And he was like, "Well, Baltimore said he was gonna pay me 3." He's like, "But the market ain't that high on you right now." And he's like, "Well, I can't go back to Baltimore and say it was right. I got to take these 2 bags of chips instead of the 3."
I think it's his agent. It ain't him. His agent probably screwed everything.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think you got to boost up the market and be like, "Look, man, you know." But then at the same time, when your quarterback is on his back 37 times, that's the starter before he gets hurt. The pocket was pushed. Lamar's rolling out. It doesn't look as good on your portfolio as you go forward because people can use that against you, no matter what PFF is saying or what other stats you can bring to the table. They're looking at what is actually on the scene right now. And this is a quarterback who was under stress, a quarterback who got injured. That's on his resume.
He the thing that bothers me about this deal is that before you signed, you could have came back and said, listen, give me a 1 year prove-it deal. I can prove to y'all that I can be the center that y'all want. It bothered me that and he's a good guy and he was hurt. So I'm assuming something must have happened because he was emotional that last day of the interviews. He was already emotional, like, yeah, I ain't coming back. I think
Yeah, he already put a picture of the city up and everything, saying appreciate y'all about all that.
something, bro. I think the agent messed something up for him. I don't know. I mean, I think he's from that area anyway, right? Carolinas.
I think they gassed. Yeah, I think the center gassed him up was like, yo, or excuse me, the agent gassed him up, say, hey man, we're gonna get you top dollar, and it just didn't go the way he wanted. And I think that pride took him out of Baltimore and over there, and it might be home, but that pride took him out of there because his agent made him feel like, hey, you can go get a payday.
Either that or, like I said, Carolina could have said, look, just we're gonna do this prove a deal, and after this, we're gonna pay you like we need to pay you. And then on top of that, the fact that
a lot of beans and rights.
The thing that hurts us is the fact we don't get a comp pick.
Yeah,
we get no big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
We got stuck.
That's another way of sticking it to EDC.
I'll take we don't get comp pick, we get nothing. We'll get one.
So you don't get no pick.
Yeah, we probably get one for Avery, but we ain't gonna get no comp pick. He was like, nah, give me this cheapness, and then next year, on the real thing.
For one deal. All right, so I went and got a guy.
I like Treader.
Here's one that he has the Ravens mentality. Sometimes he takes a little bit overboard when it comes to his attitude and some of the dirty stuff he does behind the scenes. Y'all probably knew who I'm talking about. One of the top players on the 101 list was Ndamukong Suh.
Nah.
There's a need for a D-line. Campbell don't know what he want to do right now.
We gonna stop this now. Nah,
you don't want it.
I don't want him nowhere. Nah.
I don't want him. I'm just trying to get outside my mind and think inside. Like, what would our crazy Ravens fans be thinking?
We know they ain't talking. No. Next.
All right. So no Suh apparently.
Next.
All right. Next. So I did have a structured deal to get him in the building, but he is 35 years old. So just keep that in mind when it comes to the contract. You might be able to get him for a little bit cheaper than normal. His production is still decently high, and he's able to overpower centers a lot and still take on those double teams. It's just what he does after the play. Who knows what's going to happen when it comes to Suh, because that attitude is something else. Anyway, moving on. Next, I have to look this one up. As I said, Bryce Callahan. And I had him. He's 30 years old. and I got him for $6 million a year. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay, yeah. So he was one of the better slots, one of the better slots in the league. And Baltimore still needs a slot because Tavon is gone. So I'm looking at about $6 million per year. Because I think with Tavon, we actually made a little bit of change off of that, off of cutting Young. So that 5.8 would basically go roll into Bryce Callahan. But of course, we have to have his spread out as well. So of course, the 1 year or the 3-year deal with the back money. So you'd have about $5 million that were left in the dead money. $6 million the second year. First year would be that $1 million with the bonus sitting on top to be able to give him his money up front to make it look like he was gaining about $6 million a year. So 2 years really, third year avoided. This really, all this together, if we take Sue and we toss that whole contract out, we're looking at about $22 million of dead money that we would have to deal with in 2023. 2023 is when, no, 2024 is when we would deal with that dead money. So what are your thoughts on that? Bringing up, getting another slot corner. You know, John Harbaugh said we cannot have enough corners. So I'm looking at a veteran here, 30 years, doesn't have quite the wheels, but also playing in the slot right now. So we kind of just need someone to be able to body that slot receiver.
I mean, he wouldn't be my first choice. I'd rather, as far as a corner is concerned, right now, I'm comfortable with your boy playing slot and being the third or the second safety.
Who that?
Brandon.
Oh, yeah, Brandon Staley, yeah.
I think that somebody brought this up. I think I don't know if I sent it to you. We forgot about it. Darius Washington, how well he did in the preseason playing slot corner. He did very well.
All right. Here we go. We got some from Adit here. He's saying, go back to center. Ethan Pokic. I want to start. Good option for center if Treader doesn't come here. He has the height, 6'6", and I think he could block in a power scheme. Okay. That's somebody I probably need to go ahead and take a look at real quick. I'll be honest. I love Seattle's run game, but it seems like anybody who got hurt, the next person stepped up and did very well when it came to Seattle's ground game there. So I think he was a big piece of that.
I think we got to get Treader, man. I think he. Did y'all realize that you correct me if I'm wrong, both Super Bowls we won with a veteran center. Somebody brought that to my attention. I forgot who it was. It was a couple of days ago. Yeah. I was talking to my boy, and he was like, both Super Bowls we won with a veteran center. We didn't have, we had Burke when Joe was there. Is it Matt Burke? That's his name?
Yeah, from Minnesota.
Right. Burke. I can't remember who we had when we won in 2000, but we had a veteran center both times. And right now, I just trust somebody. JC Treader is out there for a reason. I'm sure somebody got to be. It wasn't because he was playing bad. He's very reliable.
Maybe his price tag's up. I mean, maybe it's higher than what he thinks his value is as well.
Hey, brother, the money went like this.
Yeah, now I'm gonna say if he hits the second wave of free agency, it's going to go even down. It's going further down.
He probably looking for a good place for him.
Yeah.
That's going, but it's going this way. Second wave is going like the money don't stay around.
No.
That's why when I see veterans that are still on the market that are good.
Yeah.
Kurt, all right, just for receiver wise, Christian Curtis out. We're not gonna label him as all the receivers gonna get paid unless they're young like him. So that first week is over. So however Juju's getting his money, that's how the rest of these receivers gonna really get it, unless they just got a whole bunch of stats as far as Pro Bowls are concerned. The only Pro Bowl receiver that's really out there is Jarvis, if I'm not mistaken.
So Robert's wondering okay, so we're kicking and counting in a row. So the whole theme of the show right now is basically not EDC not being EDC. And so because we're like, hey, well, how much will he roll back on the credit card? But EDC is not really a credit card type guy. We got about $6.5 million on the cap this year right now and that's after Ricard gets signed, according to Brian McFarland of the Russell Street Report. He's like Cap Guru Wiz or whatever. So anyway, but Rob, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we were to pull out this credit card, this is what we're looking at. But I, honestly don't think EDC would make any of these decisions, or maybe one or two of them, but not the full roster of players that I just mentioned. Between Clowney, Landry, J.C. Tretter, Sue, and Bryce Callahan, I don't see him bringing all those in. But if they were to bring those in, we're looking at about a good $24 million of dead cap come 2024. But it would make the roster significantly better. With the four: Jadeveon Clowney, Jarvis Landry, J.C. Tretter, Ndamukong Suh, and Bryce Callahan.
Okay, Sue gone.
So we're tossing Sue out. So we're looking at $22 million of dead cap.
Blake, sir, he's gone. Who we got left?
So if we don't sign Sue, of course, we go back after Campbell.
Hold up. No, don't go no further. I got to off the ship. Come on.
He said Callahan. Callahan was the final one.
Nah, I ain't gonna make it.
So you toss Callahan out too. All right, so that's about $6 million per year.
Corner is gonna be Tay. It's gonna be Tay. We're gonna bring back Tay. If anybody.
Bring back Tay. Okay, so he still got the legs.
Still got the legs. Get out there. Give him some time to heal. Okay, Go ahead. Who else we got on the ship?
Hang on, we gotta say what's up to Lisa. The lawyer when she comes to the party. So we gotta say what's happening. All right, so everybody else on the list.
We got Clowney.
Yeah, we got Clowney, Jarvis Landry, J.C. Tretter, and then I think that's it. So between the three of those, we're looking at 6'5". So
prediction coming. Hold on.
Yeah, so we gotta carry the line. Louisiana math. Okay, so we're looking at about $17 million of dead money if we did not sign Sue and did not sign Callahan, put out the credit card, and got Jadeveon Clowney, Jarvis Landry, and J.C. Tretter.
Okay, hold up. Bold prediction.
Okay.
Kick him off the chip. Matter of fact, just sit over there for a minute on the bench because
we toss the Jarvis. Are we doing any of this?
I think we can get Jarvis on a 1-year deal. I think Campbell will be on a 1-year deal.
See, Solomon says, have a good evening. Yeah, enjoy the night. Don't let these free agents stress you out. Okay.
You too. I'm good with the Tretter and I'm good with Clowney. I'm good with those two. Yeah. If we can't get Zeke, if we can't get another pass rusher, everybody, who I keep seeing a lot of, they keep talking about Barnett from Derek Barnett.
Yeah.
Philly. Like he would fit the system better. He didn't fit the system well over there. But to me, and there's no disrespect to Barnett or Ferguson. Well, I feel. I think Ferguson is playing out of position. I think he's a DN. He should be backing up forward.
I don't think he's a grocer at Albertsons. I mean, that's just me, but
I think I don't. Barnett plays the run well. But so does Ferguson. But I don't think he's a stand-up linebacker, outside linebacker either. Like both of them came from a 4-3 stance that really weren't like dynamic to where they ever had them standing up. So they both of them need to have their hand in the dirt. Maybe Barnett is a little bit more athletic. I didn't think Ferguson was that super athletic even in college. So now going back to Clowney though, if it comes down to it, say we grab Clowney and JC, I believe that we won't be, if we go over the cap. I doubt it though. I think we got enough money to make it work, brother.
I mean, we only got it's only $6.5 million left right now.
I heard they said it's like 14.
Nah, they just signed Ricard. And so after Ricard's money, that's 6.5 left. Yeah, 6.5 left. I think Sharon's got a misunderstanding about whose money we're playing with right now. So basically, yeah, Steve Rashad, he has plenty of money, but there's a certain amount allotted each year that general manager Eric DaCosta has to play under. That's the cap right now.
Right.
So of course, we got to play by certain rules, and in order to make things work, you have to figure out how you're going to finagle that $208 million that has been given out to the team per year. So Steve's like, hey, it's whatever. You do what you got to do. I already know that I got to shell out 208 million this year, 229 million the next year. And the year prior to this, he had was 178 or 175 mil that he had to shell out. So he knows that he got to shell out the money. It's just what general manager Eric DaCosta does with it. And then we're just trying to figure out how to, when I say credit card, I'm not literally talking about Steve Bisciotti pulling out a credit card. No, I'm talking about being able to put void money on back ends of deals that you have to pay off a little bit later, just to kind of clear those things out.
I still think we can grab JC, and we can grab Clowney, and we won't be under. I honestly don't think that I don't know all the logistics on this signing, but it's not really that much. I think it's like $4 million a year.
Who, JC?
No, Ricard. It wasn't a lot.
Oh yeah, Ricard. Yeah, he's not making a lot because it's around $4 million. The top tight end is making about 5.7 a year.
Fullback.
Top fullback.
Yeah,
he wanted tight end money, but I think once they kind of realized, like, hey, if you really wanted to be in these tight end ranks, you're not even better than TJ Hawkinson on his rookie deal because you only had this many catches.
Right.
And I think once he realized that and realized the market for a fullback is not high. No. Because this is a passing league. There's only a few teams that run the ball. That's us and San Francisco and, and New York, whenever Saquon is healthy. So, like, legitimately, you're not going to get into too many crazy rushing offenses unless you go, of course, Pittsburgh runs the ball a bit as well. But Najee is one of them dogs. He don't need no fullback.
I think it's only a handful of teams that actually have a fullback, maybe 6. I think Seattle does.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Buffalo, New England. Actually, the Jets have a fullback.
Yeah.
If
they already got him, then where's he fit? You know what I'm saying? Justin Juszczyk is over. He's still in 49 land, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, that was a team that would be considered if he wasn't there.
Yeah, he on the second contract. He won't retire there.
Yeah, and so the market is not high when it comes to fullback. You ain't finna go land a wide receiver contract or a tight end contract when you 300 pounds and you are there simply to make holes. You're not looking at your receiving skills, player.
No, he gonna have to, first of all, if he think his receiving skills gonna get up, he's gonna have to come down a little bit and wait. He can keep that big frame, but come down a little bit and wait and work on his passing routes.
And I think he needed to realize, like, he probably did realize, like, okay, ain't no other team gonna put me in the slot.
No.
Which honestly I don't like, but I think it's just kind of one of those things that comes with the Greg Roman offense. Something they need to talk about, need to change a bit.
I know. I think that but I think that we'll still be under because we haven't restructured anybody's contract as of yet or gave anybody an extension. So we can open up some more money.
So here's a way that they can open up some more money. But Bless Brian got an idea here. Please extend Marcus Peters' contract.
Please.
5. Yes, I'm with you. Yes. % Bless Brian. Yes, this is me hitting the like button on that comment.
Yeah. Like and subscribe to that comment.
Yes, indeed. I don't know what happens when I hit this star thing. I don't know if they get to see that. But yes. So when it comes to so that is the offseason, nearsighted offseason. I really didn't think about anything else. I do want to look into that the Ethan Polchik one from the Seahawks. That will be interesting. And then, so here's where the treat comes for B-Reg if he's still in the room. So, of course, we wanted to do, everybody has their little dream picks, their dream scenarios and all that. So, like I said, this is kind of me trying to get out of my head a little bit to see what the rest of the flock wants to draft. So I did, and I kind of hated myself after this, but I went with it. All right, here we go. The Ravens 2022 NFL Draft. Here's the mock. All right, so this is the Flocks mock. First round, we decided to go, and we still over here. I'm over here.
He's a safety. Did he move to corner?
Who, Petrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they got him over at corner. So I put Garrett Wilson straight off the board as the first round pick for the Ravens because y'all wanted your receivers so bad. Y'all fought me on Twitter all day long about having a first round wide receiver. So this is not me. This is not a representation of the Couch Rider Raven at all. But so I think some of the later picks do make some sense. Like I said, I started to just come back and get inside of the head a bit and say, hey, let's make some smart picks.
Because he can play corner. He does play slot corner a lot, but he's a safety. But it makes sense. But okay, I'm looking. Christian Watson, he was the one 6'4" dude. He just got to learn to be physical.
Yeah, and so I was definitely a fan of the Watson one. I think there was something wrong with the PFF draft simulator because every time I did not pick him, like he kept sliding, even all the way through the fourth. He was sliding. I was like, this don't make sense because Green Bay and Minnesota, I believe, had made statements saying that this is the guy that they really like. They like him a lot because they had their scouts going to those local games or going to the closer games around there. So Green Bay is a big fan, especially now that they're missing Devontae. I think Christian Watson is that guy that could be that next Devontae if they don't trade for DK Metcalf.
You think Christian is?
Yeah, I think Christian Watson will be that aggressive wide receiver that they're looking to pair up with Rodgers for the next couple of years.
I think he needs to learn a little bit. He's just not aggressive to the ball. He's a burner, bro. But he's definitely a burner, but he's not like he's not going up for like he's not yet.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let's go back and see some of these comments. Wait a minute. Lisa's saying sign us for a 3-year, $11 million deal. You know what? Sign us right now. We there. We are totally there. All right. So Don C says,
sorry, my clients keep going. It's been a night.
Good. All right. So Adam James Ring, what's going on, man? Says going slot corner at 45, going after wide receiver is killing me. I'm with you. I'm with you 100% about this wide receiver craziness. So I am definitely, this is not my draft. I'll show you mine in just a second here. But this kind of mirrored some of the drafts that were on Twitter. People were going through talking about it. Don C is saying, hey, no, take Jermaine Johnson edge at 14. That's not something that I would be mad about if they happen to go in that direction. I just think that, offensive line would be a significant need. It's something that Eric DeCosta has said, hey, this is his kind of focus in this draft is offensive line. And yes, he said edge, defensive interior, corner. Those are the things that he is looking at. Let's see. Don C says Watson, the great pick. Yes, I believe Watson, if he actually slides through to that fourth round, which I don't think that's going to happen. This guy's going to be off the board round before 2. His tape leaps off for a couple of scouts, and I think him and George Pickens are going to go a lot earlier than what they're supposed to, or what they're projected to go. Let's see. Big Reg says hit the like button. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all listen to Big Reg. He says sometimes he don't make a lot of sense. He making sense right now. All right, so here it is. Let's see. Adam says Watson, great pick, but the first 3 picks are bonkers. Yes, what I'm saying is there's some picks that, yeah, like I said, when it comes to Ravens flock, they get really glossed over in the eyes. It might be a little red or something. I'm not really sure what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe some edibles, some mushrooms, some CBD, something along those lines, to where they just want what they want and not thinking logic behind the deal. So this is, like I said, this is a Ravens flock centric, Twitter centric draft. It was kind of an average of the pictures that I was seeing, the screenshots that was set up on there. So I kind of took that and put that up here. And that's kind of how I had that draft. That was my mindset anyway. Oh, okay. Lisa was saying not sign us. She was referring to Pat Ricard. She didn't want to give us 11 mil for 3 years. That's fine. Fine, Lisa. Don't give us the money. We're fine.
Lisa was feeling good about himself.
Yeah, I was feeling great. I was like, look, you know what? I don't know what position they're going to put me in, but man, I'm going to be one $3 million water boy going on. Like, let's get it. Yeah, feel me.
You can do it.
You know? All right. So let's go back to the rest of this here. So we have Dylan Parham. So I was, I think I'm high on this guy here. I want a decent center that can come in and compete and get this job here. So, and then of course Neil Pharrell. For some reason, I like LSU guys. You know, it's not like I'm from Louisiana or anything. But Neil Farrell Jr., I liked him, but he doesn't really have great grades when it comes to PFF. But you know, maybe he sparks something in the season that we can see a little bit more of. But sometimes when it comes to defensive tackles, it's not a glory position. You're not going to see a lot of things, you know, come off the tape. Now, of course, if he's getting embarrassed and falling for the play action a lot and getting then completely mashed on by guards, then yeah, that's an issue. Christian Watson looks like you already talked about that one. D'Angelo Malone, as far as an edge rusher, looks like he's got a pretty good grade there. I still wanted more line depth, so I went after a little bit more of that with Zach Tom. Cordell Flott, you know, on the other side of Stingley, I think, you know, he was a decent corner for LSU at the time. And then I just know that Baltimore is going to go after a halfback because, let's be honest, next year we might be missing one of our top guys. Gus is on the last year his deal this year because last year was voided out because of the injury. So this year is the last year of his deal. And if he shows up big, he's going to get a big old contract, and Baltimore can't afford that because there's this one guy we got to pay, El Freaky, got to pay him. So let's see. Let's go to some of the comments here. Tanja says, I want to go offense early. We have to be balanced. Okay, I'm with you. So that balance is also, we're missing defensive interior right now. So I'm definitely with you on offense, but the only position I want on offense is line. What happened?
We were none of this when we played. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, things on offense. I want only thing on offense I want early is a guard or center in that position to go early.
Like,
other than that, I want straight up defense.
Like none of this. I'm tired of appealing to Reg with nonsense. We're not going to get hurt in the first round.
Yeah, we're not going out the wide receiver. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
No receivers. Cut it out, Reg. He ain't even here. Did he leave?
So Solomon says, I see us trading back and getting Linderbaum. I'm totally with you. I love that pick. Love you thinking there.
No.
Jordan
Davis.
Okay. Well, hang on. I got something for you. Let me read these two comments, and then we'll go in here.
Okay, if we pass anybody from Georgia, it's a problem. I'm gonna have a lot of problems.
Yeah. So basically, saying Stingley, Jermaine Johnson, he'll be there. He thinks. Lisa saying any USC players on the draft list for purple and black. So that they got the running back. I can't remember his name. Is that Cook? That's not Cook.
No, running back. He's gonna go later. London is the receiver, and
yeah, definitely London. He's going but they saying London's like top 10 right now.
Yeah, Jackson is an off-ball linebacker, which I don't think that we need another off-ball linebacker. We need an edge rusher. He's not. I don't think he's going in the first round, to be honest with you.
So now we got the nonsensical out the way right there. Let's just go back to my mock here.
Go to your mock. There we go, Jordan. All right. I agree with this one. I totally agree. I'm with you. I ride with you.
All right. So here it is. I had to make some picks that kind of, they made sense. Some were a little bit of reaches. When it came to the first overall, though, or the first pick for the Ravens, I wanted to go with the Kool-Aid man. Got to go with the
Kool-Aid. Gotta go with Davis.
Busting through the wall, man. I'm telling you, this dude is going to change the way we play defense because he is such a huge factor. And
hold on. Let me just say this before you go any further. If we don't get back to the way we play ball, we're not gonna win this division. We're not gonna win the championship. We gotta get back to Ravens football.
Mm-hmm.
Busting jokers in the mouth. Bullying the bully. That's what, if y'all don't notice it, but that's what Pittsburgh is doing. That's why they always got a chance to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That defense is phenomenal. Now watch what happens. I know everybody's not high on Mika. What's the name going there? The quarterback, I can't think his name.
You talking about Trubisky?
Trubisky.
Yeah.
I know nobody's high on it, but they don't need a superstar with that defense. They got plenty of playmakers. They need to build the offense, and they need a quarterback. Whether they draft a quarterback or not, which I'm sure they still want to do that, even with Trubisky. The point being is that they are loaded. That defense is a problem. Is a problem. Jordan Davis.
Absolutely. Jordan Davis, first pick for the Ravens. Absolutely love it. Been preaching this entire time. Y'all look at the tweets on Twitter. I got the little tweet out there that says EDC pick me at 14.
Yes.
For your lunch money, little man. It's the truth. It is the truth. Jordan Davis is that guy.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so a few of y'all like the Jordan Davis pick. Some of y'all don't see Davis falling to 14. I mean, he is a phenomenal player, but there's a lot of talent in this draft. And that first, I'd say 17, 18 picks. I mean, they are beast at those at just about every position that is getting drafted early.
Mm-hmm.
There's some beast there for us. So I think Jordan Davis will fall to us. If not, then you're talking about it. If he doesn't fall to us, then there's a corner sitting right there or a lineman sitting right there that is significant there for us.
We cannot lose at 14.
Yep.
We can't lose. I don't want us to trade out. If we trade back, hopefully we accumulate enough that we know we can still get him, or we stay right there and we use some picks to come up. But I don't see at least come up to 32 because that's like in the second round. But
what my boy say on Last Dragon, whatever, he's like, he got some moves. So fellas got some speed too. Yes,
he got some speed. The thing about it is, I think that he's going to fall. The only reason I feel like he's going to fall because the trickle effect of David Ojabo getting injured.
Yeah,
I think that's going to push all the edge rushes up.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah,
it's going to push him up. Yeah, just a little bit.
Like Jermaine Johnson's going to fall off the board. Yeah,
for the top 10. Only thing, and then I think he'll be there because I think either the Panthers or Atlanta, they both need a quarterback now.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised, y'all, if the Giants trade back because they need a quarterback.
Guess who else is sitting up there now?
They may trade.
Texans is sitting up there, and they need a signal caller. They may reach.
Who? The Texans?
Yep.
So
reach because I don't see. Baker's obviously not going there.
No, the doubles is happening. Everybody that got 2 picks before us, I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants trade Daniel. I would, because they were at Pickett's pro day. They didn't talk about them. They talked about Matt Rule and Pittsburgh being there.
And Baltimore talked about Pickett though.
They was there. So
honestly, if Pickett's on the board, I'd trade out Jalen Petrie and say Pickett. Okay, second round. But that's just me. That's still kind of the mentality that we don't necessarily need to have as Ravens because we need to believe in what we got currently in house. But if Pickett's there, I've seen this tape. I'm very excited about this guy, but I'm also excited about another wide receiver. Then you see that it's in the third round, the second pick in the third round. I know I skipped over Donovan West, but of course it's a center, self-explanatory. The dude's gonna be there to block. And apparently, it might be a little bit of a reach according to PFF. But if Donovan West is there, I think he's a decent center for Arizona State.
Go tackle before going interior because we got a lot of interior players.
Yeah, I just think there's so many tackles right now on the roster currently that I think they just want to see these guys compete because you got Moses, you got JJS, you got Jawan James, and Makari is able to compete at the tackle position. And was it Tyree Phillips that actually wants to compete at that position as well? So that's 5 tackles right there, plus Stanley. So you're looking at 6 tackles on the roster that you're going into camp with.
Trade.
Yeah, and plus later on, I actually did draft a tackle in Luke Godecki. But the guy that I want y'all to go take a look at, the tape, crazy. I mean, electric player, Kahil Shakir out of Boise State. This dude's making Odell Beckham type catches, one-handed, left-handed, one-handed, right-handed.
I told.
Huh?
How tall was he?
6 feet even.
Okay.
So here's my notes on him. I actually took a couple notes on him. Heart, hands, yards at the catch, shifty, not scared of the middle. This dude knows how to protect the ball, looks the ball in, circus catches. And he's had a couple of bobbles or something like that. But I'm looking at all the upside of this guy here. Woo, could be absolute electric. Maybe this is something everybody else is missing, and Baltimore gets this guy in the slot to be a steal. And I'm just looking at the mindset of if Prochet doesn't kind of compete during camp.
Oh, he's gonna come compete. How fast? I mean, how fast is?
Yeah, he's blazing. He's blazing. I ain't get a 40 time on this kid, but when I looked at the tape, you could see him just outrunning defenders constantly.
Yeah, outside receiver.
He's a slot.
He's a slot.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need any more slots, brother. We got 3 of them.
I said, let him compete. Let him compete. Let the cream rise to the crop. Rise to the top. Right. Then, like I said, I went after the big guy Neil Farrell again. But the tackle, the Luke Gadecki, looking forward to getting just another tackle in there, just for the depth. And then there was the halfback Kyron Williams from out of Notre Dame. I still need to go watch more tape on him. Didn't see too much.
He don't look fast on. He didn't look fast in the combine, but he looked fast on the field.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Notre Dame had that pro day yet, but
yeah,
he's definitely faster on the field. Actually, your boy likes him.
Who that?
Edgar Allan Poe, the one that used to work for.
Okay.
I can't remember his real name, but that's the name that he got, coach. But he loves him. He said actually he brings a different element to the game than JK. I thought he was similar to JK until I actually saw his tape. He's like, I want to say he kind of reminds me of kind of shady a little bit.
Okay, I'll take a shady. Let's go.
I mean,
I love Shady's run style. His run style was
like he'll set you up on a spin move quick.
Yeah,
like I've seen him do it a few times. I've seen him do it live, and I've seen like on a couple of. I couldn't tell how tall he was. And he's a good pass blocker.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back here. Adit is saying we still taking Davis even after Michael Pierce coming back. Kool-Aid Man will be absolute welcome still. Yes. The thing about right now, what we're looking at as far as interior depth, we don't have it. So having Pierce come in, having him line up next to Jordan Davis or line up next to Matabike or having a rotation to where they can get reps and share some of that workload, whatever. Because honestly, taking on 2 grown men every play, it can be taxing. And the more reps you get from quality sound players who can still repeat some of that production for each other, the better. That's why I like that.
And y'all got to remember, Michael Pierce has had like health issues. Not
too many sandwiches, man. Too many sandwiches.
Yeah, and his weight fluctuates. So.
And and he'll be in Harbaugh's doghouse. Mark my words, at least twice this season.
I mean, it's not even just that. I think he has asthma too. So
yeah,
that's one of the reasons he opted out, like during the COVID year.
Yeah, and it's just like I say, he's a bigger guy. And Harbs, once his conditioning test passed, and if you don't pass it, you're really in bad shape.
So you touch that field.
Yeah, that conditioning test ain't no joke. So yes, we got to get the Kool-Aid Man here. Robert Gray says, heard Texas going to focus on Davis Mills. Okay, this is just one of those organizations that
might be throwing smoke.
Yeah.
They might be blowing smoke. They may not. I don't know. They might
be blowing smoke, man. I think there's a lot of pieces moving right now. And when the dust settles, I think the Texans is going to have either a quarterback out of the trades or something is going to shake in the draft in their favor, and they're going to go and take the shot on that. Honestly, I think the Pittsburgh boy might end up being there. I think Pickett ends up being there.
At 11? What is it, 11?
Yeah, I think it's right before us because they traded with Cleveland. So 13.
Not the Texans.
Well, Texans traded with Cleveland, remember?
Yes. Forgot Deshaun Watson, yes. So they got 13. So I mean, I can see them picking. I think Pickett will be gone. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I don't even think they would
on top 10.
Yeah. I mean, somebody gonna fall in love with him. It looked like Matt Rule. Matt Rule. He actually recruited Pickett to go to Temple, and then Rule left to go to Baylor. He left to go to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Then, of course, Rule went to the NFL. and he was in his face the whole time. I mean, it's been he's met with a dozen teams, but I can see that happening. And
of course, Mills sitting there too. So Mills is looking forward to, he might actually come to Houston and do okay there as well. There's options.
Yeah, I mean, either there or I mean, he's the most mature out of all the quarterbacks. Like he's coming in a little bit older than all the other quarterbacks because he opted out on 2020.
Yeah, let's shift gears real quick. Adam says Shakir is shifty, as very shifty. Shifty Air Force. That's what we'll go with.
Air Force.
But yes, Shakir is very shifty. Go look at the tape of this guy. I mean,
did he punt return?
Huh?
Did he punt return anything?
Yeah, I think he was on punt returns a little bit, but I didn't see as much as I wanted to look at. I looked at just a little bit today, but I was just in awe watching this guy juke people left and right, yards after the catch, physical toughness. He ain't giving up. As there was like plays where he would just simply catch a drag and then shake a couple guys upfield, make them look foolish.
I'm gonna have to look this joke up when we get off.
Like he could have been putting people on Wheatie boxes, man. That's what he looked like, man. Game time speed. Like Robert Gray says, game time speed. I'm with you. All right, see what Delicious says. Delicious says, I said it too. If we get a wide receiver, I want Pickens 6'3", have some physicality to his game. I like the guy. I do. And I like to, if Baltimore picks him up, I won't be mad. I'll be rooting for him just like I root for the rest of the team. But I do think that does short one of our guys, and that'll be Wallace on the back end. Let's see. Actually, it'll be Victor, two guys. Benjamin Victor will be shorted on that as well. He's working with Lamar in the offseason. All right. Adam James Ring says Pharrell Jr. is an excellent pick. Like I said, I saw some of the tape on him, and maybe it's my LSU bias, but it's good to hear that somebody else outside of LSU love is liking on this Neil Ferrara guy.
He's definitely quick off the ball.
Yeah,
but is he a nose? He's a true nose, or does he play the three technique? He can play three nose. Huh?
I thought he was a true nose.
Yeah.
And then let's go forward here. We got the Cordell. I think we talked about him already. Demarco Jackson. So this guy I like, even though it's not necessarily a need. And the reason I say he plays in the wheel. He plays the wheel. And so of course Queen is in the wheel right now. So to have both of those guys on there, one of them that doesn't know how to chill back, then that could be a problem. But I do like the way he plays. Maybe he can learn to transition over to the mic. One would hope, because he is an explosive player. Very, very excited at Baltimore to sneak this guy in out of Appalachian State. It's got a low grade, but I think PFF sometimes be on crack. So that's just my opinion.
What about the corner that you got there from LSU?
From LSU, like I said, just sitting there, another guy sitting next to Stingley, making things more difficult. I think he held his own. He's a late round, decent corner.
Why is nobody talking about him?
Say what?
Why isn't anyone talking about him like that?
I don't know. I'm going to do some more tape study on that guy, because I feel like, anything that gets recruited to LSU because they're a defensive mentality type team, I'm pretty sure sitting around Stingley, you managed to learn something. That's what he is.
Yeah.
I think he would be something that just be fun to bring in, at least give him a tryout at camp, see how things go. And, worst comes to worst, we got a little bit of depth, to add to the core. So that is my Ravens mock draft. Any comments?
I think we're keeping all these picks. You're going to package something up and trade up and get 2 first rounders. That's my.
I think we're going to get into that third round again, at least. Well, I think we could package up 2 picks and jump into the second round, and to get something significant. I think Pickens. I know Pickens wasn't on that mock that I just gave, but I honestly think Pickens could be that second or third round guy that Baltimore is looking for. And then, of course, if somebody takes a flyer on somebody who's torn ACL, that Jameson Williams.
I don't think he's gonna make it past the first round. I think he may go late. He's just too good, and he's too good. And it's been some time. You can still bring him in and then let him sit for like the end of the first quarter of the season. Then he should be ready. He may be ready to go.
Don C helping us out here. He said he's 6 foot, 165 pounds, little guy, Cordell Fox.
Oh, so he's
So I think, the slot guy.
his weight.
But we need a slot. We need a slot.
Put on 20 pounds, he might be able to do something. Well,
Yeah, that's what you go see that nutrition. You get that good, get you a couple bushels of crabs,
he need about 30. He need about 30 pounds.
He gonna get all the crabs he can get when he get there, man. Yeah. Go there. He can go get a couple Philly steaks as well,
Yeah.
Little Philly cheese steaks. They do those in Baltimore's too.
Yeah.
Pretty good. They're probably not as good as they are in Philly, but they're pretty good.
Hey, that's a drive up the street. Just go ahead and get on 95. You're right.
Just get up the street with it, man. Let's see. So that was all I had for those picks. Like I said on the previous one where everybody was going crazy, Garrett Wilson. I think some of it was similar, but I just know that Baltimore is not going wide receiver in the first round. As much as I see Garrett Wilson's tape, I think, to me, he's going to get to this next level and be a meh. With Jordan Davis, it will immediately translate what he's able to do. Just constantly wrecking lines. That's what he does. He breaks stuff. He's going to break people.
Maker, bro. We need playmakers. That's why I really believe that we're going to sneak back in the first round at the end and go for somebody else. Who
you think gonna be sitting back there?
At the end of the first round,
yeah,
you may find another tackle just to back up, just in case Stanley's not ready. I don't think you keep Juwan James. He's not going to start. You're not bringing in one of the best pass blocking tackles for him to sit on the bench. He can compete, but you're not going to bring him in and pay him for 3 years and as durable as he is. I just don't see it. I don't see it happen. I'd rather take my chances and develop somebody behind Moses and trade and get that $8 million. If you trade Juwan, yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Cap space. Bring me in JC. Shredder. Now you can go into the draft and say, okay, I got to start an offensive line. Now, do I grab another tackle that I can develop? Because a 3-year deal is really a 2-year deal. Or do I whether they can play left or right tackle, or do I or you can grab somebody, you can grab an interior lineman that one that's diverse. I can't even get the words right. One that's diversified where they can play. I think the guy from Texas A&M, he played guard and he played tackle, and they kept having them all over the place. I can't remember his name. Was it Cross? That's not Cross. That's I can't remember his name. Got to look at the lineman. But point being is this: even if we double dip, everybody going offense, you get the best defensive players you can grab in that within instant starters. So say we grab Davis first, right?
Okay.
Back in at the 32nd pick because we know Detroit's still building and they need more draft picks, right? So we trade back in. So then say we trade two picks and one future pick for next year, right? Possible. Okay. It's the 32nd pick. I'm not gonna give him everything this year.
Yeah,
we're gonna get one back. You can give him a third next year and give him and trade 2 fourths or a fourth in your second because you're gonna get it back. But anyway, long story short, if Jameson is there, which he may not be there, or you think somebody's gonna snatch one of these edge rushers like the brother from Minnesota, University of Minnesota, outside linebacker, he's a monster. He's projected to be a first round because he's an athletic dude, and I don't even know if Minnesota had their pro day yet, but he's another one. Or do you want to get the right tackle that you can develop, or you want to get somebody that whoever you pick in that first round, you can instantly say, okay, we're going to use them right now on defense. If we get a tackle that can play, and Davis can play the nose, he can play the 0, he can play the 3. You can move him. You can use him the same way we use Haloti Ngata, right? and then you go back, you either get your edge rusher, which we need to get another one,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and there's going to be plenty of them. But if you want to get one that you know that can come in there, he don't have to start offhand, but he can start in a couple of years. You can grab somebody that's gonna help. If we're not going to get somebody, definitely if we don't get another one in the free agency, or you grab a corner. All I'm saying is if we beef up this defense where we can fight, we got to be able to fight.
Yeah.
We look sick.
Let's see.
I'm sorry.
Let's see what Invisible Mind is saying here. Big time Ravens fan. Unfortunate big time wide receivers come through the draft. The Ravens don't believe in spending money. One at number one wide receiver. That's why Lamar Jackson haven't signed. First of all, thanks for coming through, Invisible Miner. I think there's a lot of people's got a lot of different opinions about why Jackson isn't signed right now. I think he's very what he's saying. I think is really coming out there. He's focused on really wanting to bet on himself and try to get to that Super Bowl. I thought he was signed this week or this past week. It didn't happen. And now you see like bigger deals that have come out, significantly bigger deals, guaranteed deals. It was $50 million a year type deals. And, right now, Lamar's just like, and maybe he's at the table right now with EDC. We don't know. But we do see that number is going up every day that he waits. Let's see. Don C says, Boy Mafi. Yeah, that's the Minnesota guy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. I look forward to seeing more on that guy as well. I don't know. I just, for the first round pick, for me, I would either want Linderbaum, Davis, Jermaine Johnson. Those three are available. One of those three, I would love any of those folks. They take anybody else, I'd have to think about it and forgive them a little bit later. But I really would like if Davis is there for that to go off the clock. If Linderbaum is there, definitely take the shot. Like
if all right, say none of them are there. Say Linderbaum is there. It all depends on what they do with the rest of this free agency. Like if they get JC Treader, I don't want no Linderbaum. No disrespect to him. I don't want him. We don't need him. We need somebody that's going to force some things to happen right now. So yes, we need Davis, and we still need an edge rusher, and we still need another corner. To be honest with you, I mean, I think Brandon Stevens is going to be that. He's going to be that joker.
Yeah,
so we can use him. The match.
I feel like, and it didn't pan out this way on that PFF thing, but I feel like Roger McCrary, I feel like he can slide into that second round, and Baltimore can pick up a guy like that in the second round. So, like first round, let's just say JC Treader does get drafted, then yes, okay, Jermaine Johnson, something on the edge, I would like that.
You mean Linderbaum, right? You said JC Treader. You said JC Treader. You said who get drafted?
So if we pick up JC Treader, then
a free agency.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And of course, Big Baby, not Big Baby, Big Kool-Aid Man. Kool-Aid Man, or Jermaine Johnson. Then I would totally like either one of those picks.
Okay, so say we get Davis. If we trade back in, you think we going corner? You think we going offense?
Based on how this is sliding, I'm looking at the CBS one right now. If we're sliding back into that first, then I think we're going defense. It might be defense. It might be defense.
Bro, I'm honest. I know everybody wants us to go offense, but I wouldn't mind for us to go defense because if we can get the ball back to this man, that's what we need. We need somebody. We need to get the ball back to him. We were the worst in the lead. I think we were 30th in the lead in turnovers. That's disgusting. That's not Baltimore. That's not us.
9. We only got 9 on the year. That's pretty good.
Straight booty cheeks. You know what I want to say, but I'm just going to say cheeks. Booty cheeks. Booty. Straight boo-boo. No, you cannot do that. That's not going to work. We need to get back to doing what we do.
But they say in Spanish is basura. Basura. It was terrible. And I figured there's only one way we can get that back is, yeah, you're right. Just simply bringing in the defensive guys that are going to immediately have an impact. And that is the first round defensive type player.
Don't be surprised if we grab McDuffie, the corner.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see
you think he's going to go as early as 14 or earlier than?
I've seen some mock drafts. I've seen us being mocked to him a couple of times. I see that. Plus, he can play the slot. He can play outside, but he can play the slot. He was a monster in the slot. He can play off. The great thing about him playing in the slot, he's good playing off the ball. You know what I mean? Like he don't have to be. He can give you that cushion, but
Yeah.
he hits like a monster. He makes plays. He's a playmaker. So we need playmakers. You need playmakers and game changers in every form of the facet on defense. Like we need jokers coming in there that we ain't gotta, like Engraven likes to say, the quantity over the quality over the quantity, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we proved that when it came to that Tennessee Titan game. Or not Tennessee, the Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
Sure, we signed a lot of corners, and they were all trash. And you put them on the field, and they were fast, extremely fast. They just did not have reaction time instincts to be able to come out there and cover some of the hottest in the league.
You're not gonna be doing that no more. I want jokers to get nervous to throw the ball.
Yeah, and we signed these young cats off the couch. No,
we gotta make jokers nervous to throw the ball.
Yeah, and that's why I was just like, yeah, you got to be thinking if we slide back in, go after a corner, and maybe McCrary doesn't slide out of the first round. Maybe that's something that Baltimore slides back in to trade to get in front of Cincinnati before they figure out like, hey, we need somebody besides Eli Apple's trash, but. And then he come McCrary.
He signed, man. He signed him.
He resigned. I think he signed for $4 million too. I was just like,
I don't know. I can't sit up here and say he didn't have a good season with them. So he did. He had a decent season with them. But for you to say that you wanted to be on Odell because his tendencies. Everybody, I don't care who it was, they was getting shook.
Yeah. Now the thing was he got lined up on. He didn't get Odell, but he did get Cup. And Cup worked him over like a part-time job.
Cup gave him the
he said, feed you a 2-piece and a biscuit.
Like, yeah, hit some sauce.
You know what I'm saying? With the little Bubba Cola on the side. He got the Bubba Cola. That's what he got. All right, so we got some comments here. We got Jay. Welcome, Jay. I appreciate you. I don't know if you've been here before. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell, man.
Yep.
Hey, so some of the OT prospects that I've checked is Matt Walensko, who had 36-inch arms, played good Senior Bowl week, one-on-ones, etc. Daniel Fale. So we do like Daniel Fale. He had an up and down Senior Bowl, but I think this guy can be consistent in the future. What's up?
He's still young. No, I'm saying Falele is still young in the game, so he need to be developed more.
Yeah, I say, give him a shot, give him a chance to develop. He could be pretty solid for us. Then there's Bernard Raymond. I like Bernard Raymond. And then Ohio State's Munford. And then OK's State's Hayes. Now, think about Baltimore, because Eric DeCosta now is there, he likes his Oklahoma guys. So I can see him picking a couple of those in the draft. It's just the Alabama mentality all over again, washed over with.
I think he's done with Oklahoma, yo. I think he moved away from Oklahoma. I think he's done. I think
he done with Oklahoma.
I think he's on to Georgia now.
I'm hoping he's on to Georgia. That'd be sweet.
Because I'm watching how his selections. He went Oklahoma, right? Then he went Oklahoma a couple of times in the third round.
Yeah, I figure Justice Hill, Larry Brown Jr. I mean, Mark Andrews. The list went on and on with him trying to get his Oklahoma guys. Like right now, I'm pretty sure if Ozzie Newsome got on the phone and said, "Hey, I know this great guy from Alabama," he'd be like,
He gonna have to. He gonna go back in the SEC. He gotta go.
Yeah.
He hasn't picked anybody from Bama since he became.
Yeah.
That's weird.
They got to get back in the Bama bus, man.
I don't weird that he did. He hasn't picked anybody from Bama.
Probably like Ozzy's like, hey, I know one. We got to get it out. But no.
If we need another, we're gonna get the other linebacker. That'd be nice. Get Harris.
All right. So Minor says, I'm hoping for a cornerback in the first round. I'm really hoping Sauce Gardner falls. Well, of course, we all are. We're hoping. We're hoping, but reality sets in and lets us know that, you know what, first of all,
It'll be a cool day in hell on the dog's ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, with Wink sitting there with 2 picks, I don't think Wink gonna let that type of corner slide past him.
Yeah, Wink. I don't think the Jets gonna let him slide.
Yeah, I'm about to say with Salas. Salas is a defensive coach. And as soon as he see a piece like that to add to his guys, the Jets are going to be better this year.
Don't be surprised if that's he won't get past the Texans. Put it that way. I guarantee that. He won't get past. I think the Texans if they don't go quarterback, they go edge rusher, and then they're gonna come back and get a corner.
Yeah, Lovey's a defensive guy too. He's all defense.
Yep.
Let's see. Don C says, check out Kingsley Ekbari. I'm about to start writing these down. All right.
Sam Williams is a monster. He just got some off the field problems. Hopefully they got to clean up. If that's cleaned up, because he had I think he had 9.5 sacks. But he had a lot of sacks. Sam Williams is definitely a monster. He's an athletic freak. So
Drake Jackson, I thought I did check out.
So we'll see.
Sam Williams.
He went to Ole Miss.
Drake Jackson?
Huh?
Okay.
Sam Williams went to Ole Miss. His pro day is the 23rd. So we'll see how good he is.
What position was Drake Jackson? Because I thought I looked him up.
That's Lisa's boy. She wanted somebody from USC. He went to USC. Right, Don, outside linebacker. He's off. I don't think he's a true edge. I think he's more of a Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
What was it? The Drake Jackson? You said position was
He played outside linebacker.
Okay.
He had number 55, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me go to my edge. Okay, yeah, Drake Jackson, great awareness. Let's see, can take your lunch money, good run stuffer. He got good bend, good hands, decent persistence, feet. He keeps driving through. So I gave him a B+ on that. He had 5 sacks. He had 5 sacks in 2021, 103 tackles, 25 tackles for loss. And then he had 12.5 sacks and then 2 forced fumbles and 1 interception. I think what I liked about him was just the awareness. Sometimes when you recognize a guy who knows exactly what's going on the field, like straight from the jump, you get excited about him. So I was definitely a fan of that. Sam Williams, you said it was edge as well?
Yeah, he played at Ole Miss.
I don't have him in my tops.
No, nobody talked about him a lot. It's just that I think he had some off the field issues, and then I guess he cleaned that up because he's at the combine. I think he ran like 4, he might have ran like 4, 5 outside linebacker. He's a freak, bro.
He's saying, Delicious, what you talking about? Gay, that boy to business. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. He's probably responding to somebody in the conversation or something. Bless says fruit punch shirt. I just saw that. Oh, you like that? Yeah. Well, hopefully he get back to doing his thing, punching balls out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I usually have some fun shirts. My wife, she thinks I buy too much Raven stuff, but I just have so much fun with it. I'm just like, hey, click, bye. Tyler Smith. This is one I talked about previously from Tulsa. I think they were talking about before the combine, his numbers were going to shoot up and he was going to go up draft boards. And that might be a possibility. Some of the mock drafts are showing him later in the 20s going off the board. But I mean, if Baltimore were to trade back to get to like the 20-something pick or whatever like that, then I could see that Tyler Smith would be a guy that would be a decent fit for Baltimore.
See, this is the only problem if we grab a tackle now. If we grab a tackle in the first round, we need to grab one within the first 3 rounds, one that we can develop, right? We all agree on that? You agree?
Yep. Oh yeah, I agree. It was on my board.
If we grab one in the first round, he's not sitting. So who you sitting? Like unless you're gonna slide him in to guard, like you could do that.
I think it's a level of confidence that they have to have in Stanley or lack thereof for us to make that type of call.
If we grab, that's what I'm saying. If we grab a tackle in the first round, that means Stanley's not ready to play.
Yep.
That's the only way I can see that happen. But then again, that's why they brought in Moses, because Moses played left tackle as well. So, you know,
Boilermakers, that's Pittsburgh, right?
Boilermakers. No, Pittsburgh is the Panthers. Boilermakers is
Purdue?
Purdue, yes. Pastor, you talking about George?
George Kalafis.
Kalafis? I think he's more of I don't think I think he'd be better in a 4-3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen him play standing up, but I'd rather him. He's a big boy. He didn't run the 40, so I don't know how fast he is. So
yeah, I agree with the set of the 4-3 because they said he does really well in the 9 technique.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I saw him a lot in the wide 9.
Yeah, and so he's solid against the run, brings a lot of power.
Yeah,
his main move is pushing through contact.
Yeah,
but he had 7.5 sacks in 2019, 97 tackles, 27 tackles for loss, 14 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and he ran a 4.5 40. Like,
It's pro day.
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't run during the combine.
Well, I think that was from the combine, 4.5 40.
No, he didn't run at the combine at all.
He ran combine?
Nah, he decided not to run. So
check on that. Yeah, there's something. Maybe that's not 4 point. That's 4.5 sacks. That's not 4.5. That's not 4.5 40. So 7.5 sacks in 2019, 4.5 in 2020.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of help. It wasn't like they had a good team, but
yeah.
But he's really good though. He's definitely going to go in the first round.
He was referring to your comments about the other dude. That's probably what about George. Yeah.
No, what Don's talking about when I said about the tackle, because he brought up Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If anybody you get in the first round, he got to be used. You can't sit him on the side.
Don, what you talking about with Kalafis?
Kalafis, Don, is that the outside linebacker?
I think his name is Karlaftis.
Karlaftis.
Yeah.
I think who he is. I don't have anything in front of me right now.
Yeah, all I got is my previous notes right here. That's like I don't remember Kalafis. Maybe he just shortened the name or something. Yeah. But like I say, I'm hoping first 3 rounds, look, I'm hoping defensive tackle or D-line, or that edge guy or center. Like I said, as long as I get a fat boy, let me get a fat boy first round. I'll be very excited. Second round, that's where y'all want y'all magical wide receiver after that. Cool, I don't care. But I really think corner should probably be the priority in the second round if we got what we need in that first round. So if we got first round, let's say we go get that defensive tackle, second round corner, third round guard, and then second, third round pick. If we already got our fat boy defensive line, we got a corner, we got a guard, then yes, go get your little wide receiver, go get your running back or whatever. And I'm happy for the rest of the draft if whatever they pick after that. As long as we have things that are plugging the holes that we have in this defense and then going after what we need to secure that offensive line. I just don't want to see Lamar on his back. I don't want to see this guy getting hit like crazy. I don't want to see the pass protection on the right-hand side just completely going to waste. And I think Moses is going to handle that, but also Lamar needs to be able to step up in that pocket. If he can't, he ain't got a center, that's a problem.
Right now, I think the right side is the strongest side of the line.
Yeah, because we need to make sure that Stanley can actually stand on his ankle. Like, can he kick step? Can he slide? I mean, because that's going to be the problem. But like, if he comes back and he's not fully healthy, you're going to start seeing penalties because the first thing that goes whenever you don't have your legs is your arms. You start pulling on the outside, and that's where penalties are going to happen. That's when you'll start to know, like, hey, this guy is not where he should be. But hopefully his progress is far enough along to where they don't have to worry about that. And if it's not, of course, you got a bunch of other guys sitting there ready, hungry, trying to go over to any type of side.
They've been getting some good reports, but I still think like we're definitely gonna get another tackle.
Yeah,
probably gonna get one within the first, like I said, the first 2 rounds. Just because you want to be prepared. You better all being prepared than not, and being the fact that we have so many picks. But I think that what EDC was saying is like he's getting a lot of good reports. That's why they brought the guy over to check on him. We'll see where he is, man. He should be good. I mean, 2 years of healing is a lot better. You sitting there, especially the way he broke his ankle. You know, you gotta remember when you break your ankle, all those tendons and ligaments, they gotta get stronger too. So I don't know. I mean, he's a big boy too. He ain't like he's, under some odd pounds. You carry around 200 some odd pounds of weight. So he gotta get all that strength back as much as he possibly can. We can get him back, man. We in a good space.
And of course, I think probably 4th round.
Tell him.
I'm hoping we get Don. You on point, man. I appreciate you. You the realist, man. I appreciate you. We got so many good fans here. So many good people that are just loyal to the page. I appreciate each of y'all. Like I said, we had a raffle at 1,000, and I think once we hit 2,000, the same thing. We'll have a raffle, and we're gonna give away some money. Because y'all been so good to us, we're gonna be good to y'all. Like I said, everybody from Lisa to Brian to B Reg, to Wilbur, even though he's a Browns fan, he's committed. He stays here with us. I appreciate you, Don. Bless Brian, delicious. You know what I'm saying? Like so many loyal fans here, and we appreciate each y'all coming through. Like I said, we love having this company with us, sticking around for 2 hours, dang near every time. Y'all are committed. You're loyal.
Running it. Straight running at the Gipper.
Yeah. All right. So here it is. 2nd round. Invisible says, "What do y'all think about 2nd round of Georgia wide receiver pick?" Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Watching that guy, he was mossing people. That was his thing. It was just like, everybody talks about this Garrett Wilson dude. George Pickett, just Pickett is nice.
What about the guy from Clemson?
Did I do wide receivers? Huh?
He's a big receiver. He was projected as a 1st rounder, and then I think he had some type of core injury or something happened that he was down for the count for a while. Came back this year. I mean, but obviously they didn't throw the ball like they did last year.
I don't know. I didn't check I don't think I did. We didn't do a study on wide receivers. I know we was talking about doing one for old boy, but we never got to it.
My bad, delicious.
Yeah, we were supposed to do it. We didn't get it in, man. God. Let's see. I'm gonna go and just look at the top wide receivers real quick.
You know what I'm talking about?
Not really.
Receiver from Clemson, big guy.
Is it Mechie?
I don't know.
That's Alabama. My bad.
6'3".
Somebody help us out here. What are you talking about? Which wide receiver from Clemson? So one other guy that I would like to see is there's a couple of them. Jahad Dotson and Calvin Austin are 2 guys that I was just high on. And actually, they for some reason, there's a couple of websites that have him above Watson, Christian Watson. I don't know if they smoking crack with it, but you talking about Justin Ross.
The receiver.
Yeah, that's the receiver there. So he's got a pretty decent grade, but he's on the 2nd page of one website I'm looking at here. 6'4", 205, got some decent sized hands, 9.5. I loved how I think it was NFL Network did the hand test with the sheet of paper, because you look at the sheet of paper and it's about 8.5 wide, and some people's fingers, they don't cover across the entire page. But people like me, we got these big old claws with claw hoppers for no reason right here. But yes, you were absolutely right, Jay. Talking about Justin Ross and Don C. Same thing with you, man. You on it. Let's see what his weaknesses. They said, Or see his strengths. He's an ideal lean frame, 205. I think he'll probably gain about 10 more pounds to be more solid. And then there's a versatile weapon, being effective inside and out. They can play outside on the perimeter. Yeah, you prefer like a 6'4" guy playing on the outside. On the inside, I don't know how that looks if he's shifty enough to get past defenders. I mean, he's solid enough to be able to take a hit from one of those defenders, though. Top level route running, makes razor edge cuts, apparently. Has a complete route tree. Because of the injury you were talking about, is less dominant since returning and doesn't possess the top level speed.
I don't know what the injury was exactly. That's why I was asking.
He ran a 4.87 40 coming out of high school. What?
He ran a what?
They say he had run a 4.87. Did he run that at the combine?
And you got the Clemson?
Yeah, they say coming out of high school, he ran a sluggish 4.87. I guess they was just like, all right, he tall. We'll be all right.
What? Nah, B. I don't know how that works.
I don't know what's up there. Like, if you run a 4.8, anything, you've earned a 4.87, you need to transfer to tight end. If that's the case, go ahead and eat you a couple more, boxes of cereal or something like that. But you should be a tight end if you run a 4.8 anything.
Not projected to be a first rounder running no 4.87.
Oh, heck no, not at all. I'm looking up his real time now.
Yeah, I gotta be totally wrong.
Yeah, I think it's off. It's definitely off. I think of course, you go get that speed coach. You're supposed to. People like Traylon Burke, he lost money at the combine.
Yeah.
I could not believe him sitting there with that terrible form. I'm looking right at him like, this dude is absolute trash in this 40. I mean, his game speed is probably better, but he lost money in that 40 time. He should have not ran it if he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, whatever his time was, it was not in the top 30. No, I'm looking for Ross. I do not see Ross in the top 30. Well, he's not the fastest. We know that. I don't know what to say. Quarterbacks, wide receivers. Here we go.
Chris Brown is signing a 1-year deal with the Lions.
Chris Brown?
Chris Brown.
You're talking about
Chris Boyd.
I was like, okay. I know he's got some physicality. You know what I'm saying? He can smash a girl head to the windshield or something, but I'm
getting tired, bro. Chris Boyd is signing with the Detroit Lions. 1-year deal.
Yeah. Jordan Davis ran a 4.7. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, if Ross is running that, then yes, there's a huge issue. I think that somebody got with him, and he got in better shape in college. I doubt that 40 time is still the 4.8 40. So yeah, Davis ran a 4.78 official 40, and that 4.87 is what popped up on the clock at the combine, but the official time was 4.78. So that was even faster. I was just like, wow, he was moving.
What did Ross run?
I'm looking it up. And his name is with a Y, right? Not John Ross. They keep looking up Justin. I'm looking up Justin Ross. They say he got a 4.63 according to 24/7 Sports. That's still a lot better than what he ran when in high school. But like I said, sometimes in high school you just don't have that coach there, that speed coach is teaching you. When I didn't know what I was doing in high school, I didn't have a proper stance, anything, and I'm still running like 4.51 in high school, whatever. This guy, he was probably about 6'3", and he was running like 4.48. I was like, look at this guy. He was just like a full-on gazelle, just blazing past me. And I was like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I ain't had the right stance. I ain't had nothing. I could have been a whole lot faster. And I'd never known because I didn't have the right coach to go with it. Anyway, but Don C says, Justin Ross is ranked 66 overall on the draft boards. So he could go and, closer towards the back end of the second round, possibly third round pick there. Early third round, something along those lines. When you got like big guys like that, I mean, sometimes they're going to end up transitioning over to tight end because they got that height on them. If he learns how to block, he could end up being over in that tight end spot. Because remember the guy that came out of Maryland, everybody was high on. He went to the Cardinals, and they were like telling us that he was the LeBron James of wide receivers, whatever, one year. I can't remember what his name was though. He came out, played with Kyler Murray, didn't make it out, transitioned over to tight end, went to the Eagles, and didn't make it out of there. I can't remember what his name was.
Maryland?
Huh?
He went to Maryland, or
I think he was
Cardinals
from that area.
Oh, he's from Maryland.
Yeah.
Did he go to Iowa State, the tall receiver?
I can't remember the kid's name now. Yeah, he was
being trained by Calvin Johnson.
Probably.
Because he's not even, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, he's not in the league no more. And it's just like he tried to transfer over. Sometimes you have that plan of wanting to be this nice wide receiver, and then they're like, hey, the only way we're going to bring you on is if you switch positions and become a tight end.
I think his last name was Lloyd. Him and Isabella didn't work out either.
Yeah. I think he's still there, though. Ain't Isabella still there?
I think they let him go or they traded him. I don't know. He's the type of receiver that would mess around and go to New England and become a superstar.
Yeah, because of slot receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got trained by one of the best. You got trained by Randy Moss. He got great hands. I don't know. I don't really believe in Kingsbury.
Oh well. We sitting at 152. I think we should ride out. We want to do some more studying and then come back a little bit stronger. We want to, what do we say? We want to go in, talk about running backs and wide receivers for this next one, because if we do that, that would cover the majority of the things that we would cover, because we've already covered edge, defensive tackle, and I think we did safeties already as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back with running backs. We're going to come back with wide receivers. We're going to go in depth on it and talk about the position. And don't get me wrong, I love the wide receiver position, so I get excited about talking about it. I just didn't want to talk about it this draft or this episode or kind of any episodes, because this draft I'm not really focused on wide receiver, because the Baltimore Ravens should not be focused on wide receiver, because what we have in-house is enough. A lot of people are going to say, no, it is not. But I'm here to disagree with that, because I think the development of Rashad Bateman is plenty. I think he's going to take a big-time step this year, and I believe Prochet was given this opportunity here, and I think this is what the biggest argument I had with another person on Twitter, or two people, because I was getting ganged up on. And it was kind of funny because they kept liking each other's statuses. Every time they reply back, they like, and I'm like, I'm getting ganged up on here. But it was just like, hey, I was trying to make the point of Prochet having that ability, showing that tendency, and they thought he was Jesse Powell. I'm like, no, it's not Jesse Powell. Just because he had the one good game in Denver, I was like, he can stack on top of those. And I was trying to explain to him.
He had 7 catches in the Cincinnati game alone.
Yeah.
Wasn't like they were sitting anybody down.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, hey, they got to get this guy a shot, because most of the time he's getting 2% of the snaps, and he's getting 17% of the snaps, while everybody else is getting 50 and so on. I'm like, but you can't do much when you only got 2% and 17% of the snaps. I'm like, you get more reps, you're going to have more opportunities. If you stack somebody on top of this guy with another wide receiver, it's less opportunities for him.
You know what was the key, right? You know what the key was?
What's that?
You don't have a great season. You were out there with L practicing. As soon as he was able to practice, you and two people that don't have the chemistry with him, that need to grow chemistry with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Pro.
Who is it? You said Bateman and
They were out there.
Yeah. So well, I mean, Hollywood need to get back out there. I know he don't want to get seen on camera, so hopefully he's out there now working.
Who you talking about?
Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Right now, I mean, he going look. They got chemistry. That's they'd be back in the lab together. Even Mark Andrews, you ain't seen Mark Andrews with Lamar.
Nah, I think they probably hanging out in Scottsdale, Arizona right now, just getting it in.
They shouldn't. They're those two. I'm not worried about. It's everybody else.
Oh, absolutely. I still want to see. I want to see Prochet and I want to see Wallace take it to the next level. Like Wallace, he need to get them reps, man. I need Wallace to come into camp with that dog mentality, saying, "Hey, look, this is me. This is who I am. This is what we gonna do." You know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we had, like I said, we had 155. We're going to go ahead and kill the show. I just want to say thanks for coming through. You know, thanks, Kam, for being on the show. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Don C, Invisible, all of y'all for being here so long with us. We've been rocking it out, having a great time. But this is the home of Original Sports Perspective. From our couch to yours. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down.
Yes, sir.
Fade to the wrap. Peace.
Introducing the Couch Rider, Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, Original Sports Perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though.